bitches with ambition. Bees on the keys, never go in the ignition. But when I ride it, do it to precision. I could tell that he tripping every time that it's slipping.
What's up, my sugar babies? We are back. I'm back with the reaction, okay? Now, a couple days ago, I was scrolling on Facebook and I seen a story about this young man that was only 15 years old, young boy. His name was Lesandro Jr. Guzman, or Lesandro Guzman. Now, this boy is 15 years old. I guess it was a case of mistaken identity. And this young man was drugged out of a bodega in the Bronx and stabbed to death. Now, when I seen this, I was outraged. I honestly did not even want to bring this to reaction. I really try to stay away from it, but every time I see it, every time I think about it, it just pisses me off to the core. Okay, now I have a 13-year-old son, I have an 11-year-old son, and I have a 3-year-old son. Now, my 13-year-old and my 11-year-old fathered by the same man, which was murdered 4 years ago. To me, for one, anyone, I don't believe anyone should be taken by anyone's life should be taken by the hands of somebody else. I wouldn't give a fuck. Now, I want y'all, let's go ahead and jump into this story. But before we do, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I want y'all to, let's jump into this story so then you guys need a little scoop of this too.
You at the right place. This Bomb First TV. I'm Snake Eye, your favorite blogger's blogger. And let's get into it. Lesandro Jr. Guzman Feliz. Let's check it, y'all.
They have 4 men working inside the store. They could close the door as soon as I seen him.
The manager.
Now, for his mother to have to see her son, his last moments, then being dragged out of a store, and there was adults there to sit here and help, that shit doesn't make no sense. I'm sorry, but them fuckers need to go to jail too. 4
men working inside the store. They could close the door as soon as I seen him.
The manager telling us the killers warned him and his staff to not get involved.
I don't know why you don't hurt my son if you know him. He know him. He know me.
But he's holding his ground.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine a store that you've been going to maybe half your whole damn life, to where the owner knows you. The owner knows you and the mother. So you mean to tell me that they sat here and felt that they could not help this little boy? That shit does...
It's not our fault. It's a tragedy, but we were just doing our jobs and getting ready.
It is their fault, because if the men would have stopped him, that young boy would still be alive to this day.
To leave, and unfortunately, this happened.
As y'all may know, Junior, Lesandro Guzman Feliz, better known as Junior, was a 15-year-old Bronx teen. He was dragged from a bodega and slaughtered like an animal on the street. The gang leader is now sending messages telling them it was the wrong person. He's sorry.
Okay, hold on. Now, for one, being as a mother, I have to deal with seeing my sons, his last moments, basically all over social media. For two, I have to deal with the fact that this could have been avoided if some men would have stepped in and saved my son. But now, for three, the leader of a gang is sitting here saying that he's sorry. They mistook his identity. Are you serious?
Comes from an incident with a young lady who was exposed in a sexual position. They say she was getting a train ran on her, and the guy that exposed her looks just like Junior, and it was a case of mistaken identity.
I'm sorry, I don't care if that bitch was getting ran a train on, if they recorded her, if somebody uploaded it, I don't care. That still is not any reason to take somebody's fucking life. Nothing about this story is right. Nothing about this is okay at all.
How you go kill somebody and don't know 150% that this is the person? Sorry, we murdered the wrong guy. That's what members of the deadly Trinitario street gang told grieving relatives of Lesandro Guzman Feliz, the 15-year-old Bronx teen. I mean, I'm sorry, one of the messages from a top leader said, according to Derek Grulian, 19.
Y'all all get a good look at these dumb fuckers, y'all. Get a good look at all of these bitches need to be, all of them. Honestly, prison is too much of a light sentence to me. They need more than jail. I'm sorry. Everybody in the owners of the store, all of the people who did it, I'm sorry. Jail, for me, that ain't gonna bring me justice. I need to see these bitches hurt. I need to see the motherfuckers. I need to see them grieve. I need to see I'm sorry. That shit is not gonna do shit for me.
Boyfriend of the victim's sister, Genesis. I know it doesn't mean a lot. It wasn't supposed to be him, the message continued. Man, don't nobody want to hear that. You slaughtered this man in cold blood in the middle of the day, and you gonna say, I'm sorry, it wasn't supposed to be him. Man, that gives no justice, man. Justice for Junior. Let's keep going. And as if it was any consultation, the gang leader affirmed in the 2-minute Snapchat recording that the savages responsible had been booted from the notorious Dominican crew. He, the gang leader, said,
"Whoop the fucking do." Or really though, this shit is crazy. Justice for Junior. This shit is crazy, man. This shit right here makes me so scared for my boys to grow up. It makes no sense. It makes me want to keep them in a house, lock them up, and never let them go outside. Never expose them to the world. That's so fucked up. My son is 13. This boy was 15.
They kicked all of them out of the game, Grulian said. We cried, Grulian said, of hearing the messages. He was innocent. Police sources told the Post that investigators do believe that Trinitarios may be involved in both Guzman Feliz's death and a serious injury of a 14-year-old stabbed more than a dozen times Monday afternoon at Bronx River Parkway and Gun Hill Road. The tragic mistaken identity slaying may have been sparked by a raunchy sex video.
Make sure y'all get a good look at this bitch. I hope. Get a good look at dude, y'all.
Two high-ranking police sources said. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They mistake them for for the guy that exposed the young lady. Detectives are probing whether Guzman Feliz murderers mistook him for a similar-looking curly-haired youth who faces the camera prominently in a homemade sex.
It doesn't matter. So they're saying that if that boy would have been the right boy, it still would have justified it. I'm sorry, but no. The video could be removed. The video is going to be forgotten in a week. This boy's life isn't. Are you serious? And the bitch was probably a hoe anyway. She had to have been a hoe to be getting a train ran on a bitch.
Video posted on Facebook. A nude young woman having sex in the video may be related to one of the attackers, and that's what they found out, that the woman was a niece of one of the attackers. And cops are investigating whether he rallied his friends to seek revenge only to slaughter an innocent teen, the sources say. It makes no sense. The senseless, unexplained slaying of a good kid who had never been in trouble and who in fact had dreamed of becoming a cop has tormented his wide circle of friends and family, and no one harder than his mother. He was my angel, his mom, Lesandro Feliz, 48, grieved sadly. He was a sweet child, the mom said, but they...
I swear I pray for his mother. I send so much love, so much respect to his mom and his family and his people. This is just so sad.
Killed my son like he was junk. A snazzy dresser who liked jeans and Air Jordan Jr. dreamed of one day being a police detective. The teen.
Now this is the young boy that's supposed to be, he was supposed to have been mistaken by. The boy in the white shirt is the one who was supposed to have uploaded the video. Now the boy in the red is the one who basically lost his life for nothing. Who did lose his life for nothing. And even though that this boy right here may have uploaded this video, it does not, like I said before, give anybody the right to take anybody's life.
Was enrolled in NYPD Explorers Program, a group of youth ages 14 through 20 who are interested in a career in law enforcement, police sources say. Since he was 5 years old, he told me, "Mommy, I want to be a police," the mother recounted. He loved the police car, she added, using her hands as steering wheel. He said, "I want to drive the police car," she recalled of her child as a boy. Instead, on Wednesday night, Guzman Feliz met his end just a block away from his family apartment at Bathgate Avenue. Surveillance video.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Imagine knowing, not only knowing, but seeing your son being took away from you. And then to sit here and see that somebody could have stopped this from happening, but they didn't. And then to hear that it was a mistaken identity. My heart goes out to his mother, his family, I swear.
The Cruz and Chinky grocery store shows Guzman being dragged out the bodega by his hood. His 5 attackers then joined in, holding him down and hacking and stabbing him to death. One swinging into him with that appears to be a machete and another jabbing him repeatedly with a smaller knife. Mortally bleeding from the neck, Guzman ran toward nearby St. Barnabas Hospital but collapsed just feet away.
This boy ran after being stabbed multiple times, after being hit with a machete, after being drugged out of a store. This boy still had the strength to get up and try to run for his fucking life, to be saved. All to sit here and die a couple of feet away from the hospital.
To see him, his mother screamed at hospital staff. She recalled, "He is alive, he is alive." The mother knew the hospital where she works in the intensive care unit as a housekeeper, but her son never made it to the unit. By the time she saw him, he was already dead. That makes no sense, and that has to be heartbreaking. They stabbed my son in the neck and the main artery going to the heart. The mom said, doctor said, speaking on her neat, cozy living room Saturday, the Dominican Republic native received a stream of mourners of all ages. They opened a hole in his neck with a machete, she said, through tears. They hacked him up pretty good. They definitely opened him up. That's why my son died, she said. I hugged and kissed my son. The mother recalled her grief at the hospital bed of her 4th and youngest child. I said, oh my God, who am I going to wake up to go to school? The brutally shocked, even hardened NYPD brass.
I'm sorry, y'all, but just hearing this, like I said, I have been trying to keep away from this story, but for me to go on and find out that the gangbangers, the main big shot gangbanger tried to apologize, what words can you honestly say to bring this mother any closure, any peace? What words can you say? How can you...
The stabbing murder of this young man is among the most brutal crimes I ever seen in 36-year career, tweeted Chief of Department Terrence Monahan. The news of just how...
Y'all make sure y'all get a good look at this little bitch, too. Get a good look at all 5 of these motherfuckers. I swear, I hope that, boy...
Sentence that avoidable her son's death captured on the new viral video is only added torment to her loved ones. Tell me, what bad thing that a kid like that do? 5 men with machetes to monorail, a kid with no weapon alone, why kill him like that? And she's right. Man, shot goes out to the detectives for stand on this. Hopefully they catch all the killers. I'm glad they was released from.
Like I said, you guys, y'all take a good look at them. I think he said that all of them were captured. If not, I don't care. They being in jail still would not cause me no peace. I'm sorry. I want to see these bitches beg for their life. I want to see these motherfuckers go through the pain, go through the agony that my fucking son had to. That's so crazy. And this is why shit like this, the cycle never ends. It just keeps going and going. Lord, I pray for this world. I pray for this world, and I pray for my boys. I pray. Anyways, guys, make sure y'all like and subscribe for more reactions from your girl.
You know niggas love pretty bitches with ambition. Bees on the keys, never go in the ignition. But when I ride it, do it to precision. I could tell that he tripping every time that it's